What kind of key used by symmetric encryption? That is single key. When the size of the data is very less, in that situation it's better to go with asymmetric key crypto system. Whatever the letters we are going to use in our daily life and which letter is most lessly used, that can be traced very easily. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session on traditional symmetric key cipher. I am Revati from the Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So dear student, before going to start my today's session, let me to recall the things what I have discussed in my last session of this unit. There I started with cryptographic components. There I discussed the 5 type of components, that is plain text, ciphertext, encryption algorithm, decryption algorithm along with key. Then I discussed what is cipher, what is key, the type of cryptographic technique. There I discussed what is asymmetric key crypto system and symmetric key crypto system. But in my today's session, I'm going to deal with the difference between symmetric key crypto system as well as traditional symmetric key cipher. Along with that, I'm going to deal with substitution cipher, transposition cipher as well as stream and block cipher. So dear student, from the examination point of view, this difference between symmetric key crypto system as well as asymmetric key crypto system is very important. Along with that, the substitutional cipher as well as traditional cipher is very important, as well as the block cipher and stream cipher is also very important. Now dear student, let's see the difference between symmetric key as well as asymmetric key cryptographic system. Now see here, I'm going to consider 3 fields, that is based on the basis of how I'm going to differentiate symmetric key as well as asymmetric key. So here the key used. So what kind of key used by symmetric encryption? That is single key. So one key is shared between sender as well as receiver. And what kind of key here? That is private key. And if I consider asymmetric crypto system, then here we are going to use 2 keys, one for encryption and one for decryption. To encrypt, public key, and to decrypt, I'm going to use private key. Then the second difference here is based on the size. So the size of ciphertext in symmetric encryption could be the same or smaller. That means after applying encryption algorithm, whatever the ciphertext I'm going to get, that is same as, that means the size of the ciphertext is same as plain text or smaller than plain text. And if I consider the asymmetric key crypto system, the size of the ciphertext is same as plain text or larger than plain text. And efficiency. In terms of efficiency, it is efficient as this technique is recommended for large amount of text. That means when the text size is large, then it is better to go with symmetric key crypto system. Or if the text size is smaller, then it is very best to go with asymmetric key encryption system. Now the speed, that means if I consider speed, the encryption process of symmetric encryption is faster. That means the execution as well as transformation of plain text to ciphertext or ciphertext to plain text is very faster in symmetric key. If I consider asymmetric key, then the execution speed is slower than symmetric key, because here we are going to use two keys, one for encryption and one for decryption. But under symmetric key, execution speed is faster because the single key is shared between sender as well as receiver. Then the purpose, symmetric encryption is mainly used to transfer bulk amount of data. When the data size is very large, it is better to go with symmetric key crypto system. And when the size of the data is very less, in that situation, it's better to go with asymmetric key crypto system. And if I consider symmetric key crypto system, it provides very less security for our data. And if I consider asymmetric key crypto system, it provides more security to our data. Then example algorithms, here I am having AES, DES, triple DES, RC4, etc. And if I consider asymmetric key crypto system, I am having RSA, Diffie-Hellman, ECC, DSA, etc. These are the example for asymmetric key crypto system. And existence, if I consider symmetric key crypto system, this is very old technique. For that reason, it is called traditional symmetric crypto system. And if I consider asymmetric crypto system, then it is new technique and it is called modern crypto system. So these are the some of the difference between asymmetric key as well as symmetric key crypto system. And from the examination point of view, this is very important topic. Now I'm going to have traditional symmetric key cipher. So what is traditional symmetric key? That is old kind of crypto system. And we are having under this substitution cipher, transposition cipher, as well as block as well as stream cipher. That means if I consider any symmetric cipher system or traditional symmetric cipher system, it is classified into three types: substitution, transposition, as well as stream and block cipher. Now, at the beginning, I'm going to have substitution. So, what is this substitution? For one letter, I'm going to substitute another letter. For example, substitution cipher data encryption scheme, in which unit of plain text, generally single character or pair of character of original text are replaced with other symbol or group of symbol. Now let me to consider the example here that I'm having the plain text called hello, and for each character or group of character, I'm going to substitute a letter or a symbol or a digit. For example, for hello, if I write cohor, then this is the example for substitution cipher. That means for H, I'm going to substitute K, and for E, I'm going to substitute H. For L, I'm going to substitute O, and for L, I'm going to substitute O, and for O, I'm going to substitute R. So, as the technique name itself indicates that I'm going to substitute single character or group of character with the symbol or with the character or with the digit. So, this is all about substitution cipher. So, dear student, this is for 2 mark. That means you can able to expect this question only for 2 mark. Now, I'm going to have the transposition cipher. So, transposition cipher is a cryptographic algorithm where the order of the alphabet in the plain text is rearranged to form a ciphertext. Now, if I consider any transposition cipher, I'm going to rearrange the rows or columns. So, in the transposition cipher, whatever the plain text I'm going to have, I'm going to represent that in the form of matrix, and I'm going to transfer column to row and row to column. So, here transposition cipher is a cryptographic algorithm where the order of alphabet in the plain text is rearranged to form a ciphertext, and this process is the actual plain text alphabets are not included. So, while rearranging, I'm not going to follow the actual plain text alphabet. Now, consider the plain text. So, here I'm going to have the hello. Okay. Now, what I will do, I'm going to draw the matrix. So, here it is 3 row and 4 column. So, what I will do, I'm going to draw the table. It carries 4 columns and 3 rows, and I'm going to place the plain text. So, what's the plain text I'm having here? Hello world. Hello world. Okay. Now, I'll write HELLOWORLD. Now, this is the actual table representation. How I placed the letter one after another. I started with H. After H, I have written ELLOWORLD. So, how I have written? It is in the form of row wise. I have written row wise, and while transferring or while making ciphertext, I am going to consider column wise. While writing my plain text, row wise I am going to write, and while writing my ciphertext, I am going to write column wise. So, it is HOLEWDLOR. So, this is the ciphertext of hello world. So, what's the plain text? It is hello world. And what's the ciphertext? That is HOLEWLOR. So, this is the ciphertext of the given plain text hello world. So, I'm going to transfer column to row and row to column. That means I'm just going to transpose the matrix column to row and row to column. So, dear student, I'm going to have the difference between substitution as well as transposition cipher. Along with key, I'm going to discuss the difference between substitution cipher as well as transposition cipher. And from the examination point of view, this is also very, very important topic. Now, what is my key point? That is algorithm. So, each character is replaced with a character or a number or symbol. In substitution, I'm just going to substitute a character, a symbol, or a digit or a number. Now, if I consider transposition, each character is positioned differently from its original position. So, in the transposition cipher, all the characters are placed differently from the original position. Now, the second difference, that is in the form. So, here substitution cipher comes with monoalphabetic as well as polyalphabetic substitution. And if I consider transposition, I am going to have keyless transposition or keyed transposition. So, if I consider substitution, I am having two types, that is polyalphabetic as well as monoalphabetic. And if I consider transposition cipher, I am having keyless transposition and keyed transposition. And if I consider third key, that is third point, that is change. So, the character identity is changed but position remains as it is. In the substitution, I'm going to substitute individual character or group of character, and the position of the character is remains as it is, but the identity of the character is going to change. And if I consider transposition cipher technique, the character position is changed. That means the position of the character is going to change, but the identity of the character remains as it is. And the next difference here is detection. A letter less frequently used can be easily traced. That means whatever the letters we are going to use in our daily life and which letter is most lessly used, that can be traced very easily. And if I consider transposition cipher, a letter near to original position get traced. So the letter which is nearer to the original position is get traced very easily. Now the Caesar cipher is an example for substitution cipher, and Ralph cipher is an example for transposition cipher. Now I'm going to have crypt analysis. So what is this crypt analysis? Till now we are going to discuss about cryptography. So dear student, till now we were discussing about cryptography. To provide security for the data, we required cryptography. Then what is this crypt analysis? That's nothing but the breaking the security. So here cryptography is the science and art of creating security. Cryptography in the sense to create a secure system. Then what about crypt analysis? Once again, it is science as well as art of breaking the code or breaking the security. So here crypt analysis is required to check how vulnerable is our crypto system. That means after developing any crypto system, we want to cross verify that whatever the security system we designed or we developed, that is secured or not. So a crypt analysis is required to check how vulnerable is our crypto system and hence help us to create better security code. We are trying to break the system and we are providing more security. So we are going to try to break the system while to provide extra or more security we required crypt analysis, and this crypt analysis is divided into 4 types. That is nothing but crypt analysis attack, that is ciphertext only attack, known plain text, chosen plain text as well as chosen ciphertext. So crypt analysis attacks are categorized into 4 types. One is ciphertext only attack, known plain text attack, chosen plain text attack and chosen ciphertext attack. Now I'm going to have ciphertext only attack. So what is this ciphertext only attack? Eve has access only to ciphertext. She tries to find out the key and plain text. So during the transmission of data, the intruder or adversary Eve gains the access to ciphertext. By keeping the ciphertext, she is trying to get the plain text as well as key, and it is this kind of attack is known as ciphertext only attack. And here you assumes that she knows cryptographic algorithm. From applying cryptographic algorithm, she is trying to gain the plain text as well as key information, and this is most probable attack. So this is the most commonly happening attack. It requires only ciphertext. Now see here, I'm having sender as well as receiver. Now Alice is my sender and here Bob is receiver. Here Alice is going to send some message to the Bob. Before going to send the message, what she is going to do? She is going to convert the plain text to ciphertext by applying some encryption algorithm along with the key. Now the ciphertext is sent to the Bob. During the transmission of ciphertext, what the Eve is going to do? Eve is going to get the ciphertext. Okay, by keeping ciphertext, she is trying to analyze plain text as well as key. So this kind of attack is called ciphertext only attack. That means Eve is going to have only ciphertext. By assuming cryptographic algorithm, she tried to decrypt plain text as well as key, and this kind of attack is called ciphertext only attack. So dear student, in my today's session you got more information about the difference between symmetric key as well as asymmetric key. Along with that, I discussed what is substitution cipher, what is transposition cipher. Along with that, I discussed crypt analysis. So dear student, in my next session, I'm going to deal with the type of ciphertext only attack, known plain text attack as well as chosen plain text attack. So dear student, once again from the examination point of view, this is also very important topic. Now dear student, let's meet in the next session with some more information about traditional asymmetric key cipher. Until then, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.